Hello, assalamu alaikum students. Today in this video I'm going to discuss about the infratemporal fossa. Actually, infratemporal fossa, as the name is indicating, that infratemporal fossa is a space just below these temporal bones and sphenoid process on either side. So this is the place where actually infratemporal fossa lies on either side. So infratemporal fossa, it has got boundaries, it has got anterior boundary, it has got medial boundary, it has got posterior boundary, it has got lateral boundary, it has got floor, and it has got roof as well. So here you can see that this is the maxilla. This is the posterior surface of the maxilla. Posterior surface of maxilla is anterior border of the infratemporal fossa. Then its medial border is formed by the lateral surface of the pterygoid plate. It is the pterygoid plate. So this forms the lateral surface of the medial border of the infratemporal fossa. And posteriorly, infratemporal fossa is bounded by it is the tympanic plate, then mastoid process, and this styloid process. So styloid process, tympanic plate, and mastoid process, they actually bound the infratemporal fossa from posterior aspect. Now lateral side. Here you can see, as you can see, this is the mandible. This head of the mandible actually fits into or articulates with the mandibular fossa. As a result, TMJ or temporomandibular joint is formed. Now look from the inside. So this medial surface of the ramus of the mandible, its medial surface actually forms the lateral border of the infratemporal fossa. So again, infratemporal fossa is laterally bounded by the medial surface of the ramus of the mandible, medially by the lateral surface of the lateral pterygoid plate. Anteriorly, it is bounded by the posterior surface of the maxilla, and posteriorly it is bounded by the mastoid process, tympanic plate, and styloid process. And superiorly or roof, infratemporal fossa is bounded by the greater wing of the sphenoid and temporal bone, and squamous part of the temporal bone. So again, in quick review or summary, anteriorly it is bounded by the posterior surface of the maxilla. Medially it is bounded by the lateral surface of the pterygoid plate. Posteriorly it is bounded by the styloid process, tympanic plate, mastoid process, and laterally it is bounded by the medial surface of the ramus of the mandible, and superiorly it is bounded by the inferior surface of the greater wing of the sphenoid, and greater wing of the sphenoid, and this mandibular squamous part of the temporal bone. So these are the boundaries of the infratemporal fossa. Thank you very much.